Hello, this is a presentation of the TTS version of our game Solace, and then there is an how to play the game. First of all, what do you see on TTS? TTS setup is ready for 3 players, first, second and third player, but all the components are also uploaded for a 4-player game as well. Also, you can play with 2 or alone, following the rules on the rulebook. But now the setup is ready for 3 players. Then we have the complete game ready here, the mission objective, the campaign book that we'll delve soon, a little recap, and then here on we have the 4th player, agents upgrade cards if you want to play all the campaign. These are bots cards used when you fail a mission. You can replace the normal reinforcement cards here with this. And if you play with 4 players also, you have to change the DEFCON. DEFCON is the alarm card here with the 4 players alarm card. Here we have some 20 unused cards, because in the setup of 3 players not all the cards are used. And then we have the various mission pack. The mission pack 1 is already used, and the objective cards are ready here. Then the mission 2 pack that has inside the mission 2A and B have all the cards here, and the same is for mission 3, mission 4 and mission 5 pack. 3 and 4 has 2 missions each, the A and B. So, okay, we are ready to start. So now I talk about the rules of Solace. In Solace, you have a squad of some agents, immortal agents. To know the world and the story, I recommend to read the campaign book, all the first parts of the campaign book. And we have to raid a high-rise or a palace. These are the various floors of the high-rise, first floor, second, and so on. There are 5 floors. And player can start, or the first option is all the players to the first floor, or Sibyl has the opportunity to start on the last floor if she wants, because it's her special power. Then the mission objectives are listed here. So we have a first mission objective is to locate this data SKJ35, and then the second one is to save 3 hostages, X hostages, where X is the number of agents, so 3 hostages in our case. When you reach an objective, you stop the action immediately and read the cutscene on the campaign book. Now, from the setup, that is this one, it's already done, okay, it's ready. You know that the data are here in one of these 3 decks. And also that there is an infirmary in one of these 3 decks, and an alarm control room in one of these 2 decks. Okay, in Solace, each turn is divided in 4 phases, and for the first phase is the planning phase. So you take your agent cards. Now normally you put in a hand, but now I'll just show you the different cards, okay? And in each card you have 2 areas for symbols, okay? And each turn you have to place 1 card on the right of your character board and 1 on the left, covering this way the symbols not used. So this turn I only planned this area and this area, okay? Otherwise I could also, for example, do this and plant these symbols. These two cards remain locked until next turn. So your next turn you can plan each any of the cards you have in hand, for example these two, then you move this, so you planned these two actions, but these two are locked, only then they return to your hand. So that's the planning phase. When then we have the agents action phase. So everyone, it's a cooperative, fully cooperative game. So when you have decided and planned all the actions, you execute the actions planned in the high rise. Okay, now I'll tell you what the icons are. They are very easy to learn. Okay, the first and the most important action in the game is the movement. The movement is this icon. Okay, here there are two movements, and also on the back of each card there is a movement, so you can plan also the back of each card if you want. There is always a movement. And the movement is the most important action, because if I want to move Tora, for example, you can move between floors, so like this. This is one movement, another movement, a movement back, okay. Or inside the floor. To move inside the floor, for each icon of movement, you reveal the first card of the floor. In this case, it's a security tag, so it's an hostage, to save, put it on the top, and then you can decide to leave it there or put it in the back of the deck revealed. So the movement is always, when you move inside the floor, you can reveal the card and then decide if leave it there or put it in the back. Except for some peculiar cards that has an icon here, like the patrols, that has an icon that says you can put them on the back. Okay, if the card is already revealed, for example, if the situation is like this, okay, with a movement you can put it on the back of the deck simply without revealing it, because it's already revealed. Okay, then we have these icons on the left, that is the attack. So basically, to defeat enemies, for example this sentry, you have to match these icons. So if Sibyl plan at least one attack, will defeat the sentry. The defeated enemies go here in the pile, in this pile. Okay, and why, you can ask, there are two places here, because two areas, because if the alarm is on, the life of the sentry, instead of one attack, is two attacks. Also, there are other symbols. For example, this patrol guard has one electro and one standard attack, so for agents could sum their symbols together or with same symbols from the same character and solve. In this case there is also a bar, so you can choose to either use two symbols or only one, but then when it's solved it reveals the other card below. So in this way we also covered this symbol, the electric attack. Also there is the hand. The hand also has the same, it's for helping and it helps for hostages. Okay, you also always have to match. Then another very important icon is this one, that is the evade. When you plan an evade, to remember it, you have to turn your card, okay, 90 degrees for one evade. If you plan two evades, you turn other 90 degrees, okay. And when an enemy attack with an evade, you can deny the enemy attack. Also, if there are two players of the two agents of the same row, only one can plan an evade and avoid the attack for that line of the enemy, okay, for all other players as well. So these are the actions you can move. Also, each character has a special action, but they are all described in the rulebook. So once you have executed all the actions, we were in phase 2, then we go to high rise phase, so phase 3. So all the revealed cards of the phallus of the high rise, starting from top, execute their actions that are listed here. For example, this sentry says one step towards the first floor, so it goes here. I put just here. Then one attack, does one attack, there is no one, so attacks nothing. Then says if there is an agent, turn on the alarm, but there are no agents. And if it is on the first floor, it flips, but it's not on the first floor, it does not flip, because there are patrols. So when they reach a floor, they flip and they change the way. When you moved, okay, leave it here. Then we have this patrol guard. It says one goes to the first floor, so it goes here. Perform an attack, so attacks Tora with 2 points damage. Each time you receive 1 damage, you have to discard randomly a card from your hand. And then says if it's the first floor, it flips, so it flips. Then we have to execute also this card, because we still haven't executed the cards on this floor, because we only moved this here. And it says if there is no if the alarm is on, it dies and reveals the other card. So the alarm is not on, so I don't consider this line. And this says it goes on the back on the deck and reveals the next card. So it goes on the back and it reveals the other card, that is a control room. Then all the cards that moved return on the top of the decks. And that was the high rise phase. As you can see, all the cards revealed act. The cards are not revealed doesn't act. Then there is the DEFCON save phase, when you resolve the DEFCON card, that is basically the alarm status. Now it's 4, so 4 says that it's turned off, and it says if there are more agents on a floor of the palace, reveal the card on that floor. So for example, here, no, I don't reveal anything, I don't reveal anything, nothing. Here there are 2 agents, so I reveal this card. Okay, here there is 1 agent, I don't reveal anything, but it's already revealed. And then it says 1 time pass, so I take 1 time and flip it, and I put it here, and the time becomes the reinforcement deck. If DEFCON, for example, was turned on, for example, in this case, DEFCON 1, okay, in DEFCON 1, you reveal all the cards in all the floors, also the time passes, and then our reinforcement came in. Our reinforcement always came in, and it's said here, for example, it says it come here in a random floor. When there is the random symbol, that is, there are no many cards with random symbol, it's almost deterministic, the game, you just have to from this deck, that is the random deck, you just flash and take a card. For example, this one, floor 4, so it came to the floor number 4 here. Okay, okay, that was the DEFCON phase. And then the turn is over and you can start again planning the actions. An important thing is that when you reach an objective, for example, data SJK35 must be visible, when you reveal it, you have to go and read the cutscene. In this case, read the cutscene 1.1. So you go to the campaign book. I recommend to read the briefing before starting the mission. And then you go to read this cutscene 1.1. So you read the cutscene, that is only this text, and then you have to execute this line. Put the card bodyguard on the card data SJ introduced and reveal mission 1 objective 3. The cards to be used for the mission are under this deck. Then once the objective is solved, it's discarded as it goes in the loot pile. Okay, so these are the main rules to play. As you can see, the game is not complicated. The game is narrated by the campaign book, so you have other cutscenes to read, and when you finish the mission, if you succeed, you have to read finally the victory, the post, okay, victory, and then there is the scoring before going to mission 2. So the condition to win are if you complete all the mission objectives, and the condition of the loss is when, for example, the time deck finishes, so we are in this condition and you have to draw and you can't draw, the mission is lost because you finished the time. Another condition is when you can't play any card because you lost all the cards and due to wounds you can't play any card. Your character is basically disrupted slash is debilitated, okay? So at the end of each mission you have to exit the building. The objectives or cards always say exit the building. Someone must bring you, taking you on under their car and bring you outside the building. Otherwise, if someone at the end of the mission is left inside the building, the mission is lost. So that's it. Hope you can test the game yourself and see all the characteristics of the game. And for any question, please send an email to info@lunarockstudio.com. I'll be happy to answer you. Thank you very much for testing our game.